Hey everyone, this is Roland here, and happy 2021. I am so excited for all the things that God has in store this year, and I hope you are. So let's get into it. Now, this is the last episode of this series that I've been doing, this 2020 series. And as I was preparing to do this series, it's now official. We are back into a lockdown. It's a 30 or 31 day shutdown, and I have to admit there were thoughts of and feelings of fear and anxiety and panic, wondering how things are going to happen. But before I went down that rabbit hole, I was reminded of last year and all the things that God did and how He came through for me and just how faithful He's been. And as I look back at all those things, I believe that now I can look to 2021 and we can look into 2021 knowing that God has been faithful, that as He has been faithful in 2020, He's going to be faithful in 2021 and more so. And as He's broken through for us, and as He has come through for us, and as He has delivered us, and as He has healed us in 2020, all those things are still on the table for this year. And He's going to do more for us as we trust Him and as we are expectant. So there is no reason to look to 2021 in fear or panic or anxiety, because God has got us. He is very much in control, that He is stronger than anything that the enemy throws at us, than everything that the enemy will throw at us. He is much stronger, and that we have no reason to panic. So as I was going through that, I was also reminded of this story because I've been reading a book and from a guy named Nick Vujicic. I don't know if you can see it, Nick Vujicic and Life Without Limits. And this guy is amazing. He was born without legs and arms, but he's an international speaker. He's been traveling the world, inspiring people with his story. He loves Jesus, and now he's married. He's got a child. I'm not sure if he's got kids. Maybe he has. But yeah, he is an amazing man of God. But before all that, there was a story in chapter 2 that I read, and as you can see, it's just still early on in the book, but in chapter 2, he tells the story of when he's having a bad time because he's still in that phase where he's thinking, why was he born, right? He was born without arms and legs, and he's having depression, and he just thinks he's not supposed to be there and there's no reason for him to be born. So his mom is in the kitchen and he's with her and she is cooking a meal, and he's on this high countertop, and he tells of this situation, and he tells of how he's contemplating of jumping from that high countertop and trying to break his neck so that he can die, because like I said, he's depressed and he sees no reason for him being born. And in the next chapter, on the next page, he tells another story of contemplating suicide again, but this time he's in the bath, and as he's in the bath, he's just having negative thoughts, and again he thinks there's no reason for him to be born, and he's thinking of drowning himself, but again he doesn't go through with it. But what I want you to see is as you can see, I'm just on chapter 2 right here, chapter 2. But one thing that he doesn't see, or at that time he didn't see, is how much more story there was. There's still so much more story to his life, and at that time it may have been hard to see, but the reality is and was that God had so much more in store for him. God had written so much more for his life, and we may feel like that as well. We may come into this year and think, what the heck is going on? How am I going to get through this year? It started even earlier now. Last year was March, and now we're in January, and you've got all these negative thoughts, and maybe thinking, Lord, is there even a purpose? What have you called me here to do? But I'm here to encourage you that the Lord has so much more story left for you. He has written so much more story. And it's not this. This is still just the beginning, right, in your story. Like for Nick, it was just the beginning. But there was still so much more story. And that is the same for you, that this is just a chapter that we're going through, that you're going through. And in this chapter, the thing for us to do is to trust God, is to keep on holding on to Him, knowing that He's in full control. We need to keep on praying to Him. We need to keep on praising Him, knowing that He will bring us through this difficult time. He will bring us through this fire, this storm, whatever you want to call it, and He will fulfill everything that He has promised us. That the devil is not going to have the final say. That God will have the final say. That God is stronger than COVID. That God is stronger than anything that the enemy will throw at us. So that is my encouragement to you. And as I end, I want to just share one last scripture. It is my favorite scripture, and because I keep on saying when I share scripture like this is one of my favorites, but this is my favorite scripture, and it's in Jeremiah 29 verse 11, and it's again a very popular scripture, and it says, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." And that is final. That is the truth. So we are in hard times. We are in difficult times. But I want to encourage you that the Lord is with us. We are not alone. And He will bring us through everything, through the pain, through the hard times. He will bring us through because He is faithful and He is good. So with that, I've come to the end of this episode, to the end of this series. I will see you in the next talk, whatever it will be. God bless. Keep safe. Keep trusting the Lord and don't give up. And with that, I will see you. God bless. Goodbye.